Mic check 1, 2. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that. Hey, Kaihiro, welcome back. Welcome back to Mapmaker Monday, everyone. As everyone starts to file in, we'll check our various stream platforms, make sure everything's live and working. It looks like at least mic check has come through, so that is a good start. Thank you again for that, Jim. By the way, Atlam, if you're watching, I can see you there in chat. I opted to not stream on TikTok today until I get to the root of the problem with the stream shutting off. Hey, Roll Monster, welcome back. How you doing? How's everyone doing today? How is your week going thus far? Hopefully it's off to a rad, fantabulistic start. Mainly because now you're here at Mapmaker Monday. Should make your day 1,000 times better. Yeah, I played with the lighting a little bit last week too. I just changed a light filter. That's all. It could stay gray. I'm interested in playing with the color to see where we get it. You know what I mean? It is a little bright. Mainly because I'm staring at some lights. Eye check, right? Jupiter rocks. This is new to me, so I'll make it a point to be here. Well, awesome. Welcome to the stream. My name is Mac. I'm the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. It's the map making tool you see in front of you. It is a tool designed to help you build maps for your tabletop gaming campaigns. Whether you play in person with printed maps or maybe a digital play surface like a projector or a TV tabletop. Maybe you play online using like a virtual tabletop such as Foundry, Fantasy Grounds, Roll20, etc. Dungeon Alchemist is compatible with all those different systems. So you make your map in Dungeon Alchemist, you use it to gather amazing screenshots or clips and for like handouts or, like loops, etc. to give your players. And then you let them, move through gameplay in the play style you prefer. If it's a virtual tabletop, it'd be in a, top down with a grid usually. Granted, you don't usually play in Dungeon Alchemist. But that being said, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Oh, nice. So you use Dungeon Alchemist for creating 3D and profile images for 2D maps. That's very cool. Very cool. Well, welcome to the stream. If you have any questions during the stream, it's AMA format, which means ask me anything, as long as it's Dungeon Alchemist related, of course. So you can ask questions related to Dungeon Alchemist, or if you have questions, concerns, feedback, suggestions, etc. And then I will be building a map live for you to follow along. The map we're working on is called the Bone Forge, which we started on, I think, about 2 weeks ago. I've only worked on it for about 2 sessions. And It is essentially a a volcano and a lava field that is on top of a massive pile of bones. And essentially, this volcano was formed as part of like a cataclysmic event during a battle here. Like a mage casts some like world-ending spell, or like really powerful spell, and that in turn caused the like during a massive battle caused this volcano and all these people to die, and now there's just nothing but like bone and ash and lava here for miles. Now, if you look at this really quickly, later it was kind of made into like a revered site due to how many that died, and artisans, like skilled, forge artisans, saw the potential in this site. Um, so there is a fissure underneath, like a small cavern beneath the volcano, where they could access the lava safely and use it as a forge, a foundry. And they can make very, very durable armor, blades and armor, because of the carbon content mixed in with it, as a result of using this space as a foundry. And so it's essentially like we'll call it Damascus in a fantasy setting. Damascus, as we would call it around here. So right now, that's actually something I'm working on, is kind of making this go underground. It started above ground, which is where we've been working mostly. I've been kind of just adding finishing touches to the above ground, but then I'm going to slowly transition it into a below ground space. So I don't know if you could see here, there's like a ladder that goes down into that space. Well, it's more like a staircase, and it goes further down and further down. So this is something I've been working on, but it's still kind of a work in progress. How you doing, Jack? Welcome back. Nice. And to tighten in these walls a bit. It's looking good. Though I did raise up some of this unnecessarily. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate it. I wouldn't go quite as far as calling it a mastery. So what I want to do is kind of put some rocks on the walls here, so it looks more, or at least some part of it. I'm gonna decide what kind of rock to use. Probably this like pillar, which kind of large, right? But it's got a lot of flat surfaces. Ooh, you know what we do have? We have these. Let's go to nature. Got these like rock walls, right? And if you're clever, you can use these to your advantage. However, they're kind of small. But look at that. Wish we could rotate stuff already. Because this one. Just trying to get a few of them on here so we can take a look at them. Those do look good. Honestly, Jim, I wouldn't even know the first thing about it, so I'm glad you let me know. But my thought is to kind of put something like this here. Well, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We'll drop her down. And the idea is to kind of blend this into this space a little bit. Atlam, did you hear what I said earlier about TikTok? I just wanted to make sure you know. See how this one looks like. No, that I decided not to do the stream on TikTok today because I wanted to avoid that issue until I could figure out what was going on fully. Yeah, I don't like that too much. Don't know what I'm thinking here. No worries. We all, you know, I'll be honest, I don't understand half of what I'm saying, so sometimes, so cool if you don't understand it. Dude, that looks like it's kind of challenging at this angle. But it's looking more natural. I like it. To a degree. Depends on what level everything is above at. So remember, you kind of have different levels, different heights, right? And as you transition between them, there's only so much height between them. It's a little tricky. But like, notice how the lava's full here, but then when you go down a level, you don't see it, and it's down to this little bit. So it makes no sense, to be honest with you. But it also gives you the ability to do, you know, level or like liquids on different levels. Some objects, though, like if you see like these vents here, like that one I sunk down a little bit, you could see it below ground on that level. Some objects, if they're below a certain height, will be visible on the level below them. Others are just simply visible because they're bugged out. So, you know, there's thousands of objects that we've been kind of going through and testing as we transitioned into multi-level. Trying to put this like over this little vent. Yeah, that looks really cool. So how was everyone's weekend? Did you do anything interesting? If you got some tabletop gaming in or some session prep, let's hear about it. If you had some IRL fun, let's hear about it. Did you go hiking? Did you spend time, friends and family, work on your hobbies? Love to hear about what y'all were up to this weekend while we dive into this map a bit more. At the moment, I'm trying to blend these walls a bit, so forgive me if this is boring. I need to get down there with a token and see what it looks like. Whoop. Yep. It's kind of cool how a little bit's peeking through. I'll allow it. Of course, Imperator. Yes, you could definitely do that. I'm going to be doing that today. As I go down, I'm going to have lava down, several levels below. The idea of this is they built a forge underground to take advantage of the lava's heat and all the high carbon in the environment from all the bones. Looking good. That just looks so much more cool. Doesn't it? So my plan, Imperator, is I'm going to make a little cavern here, like another cave area, and it'll be like there'll be lava in it. More natural. It's a little tight there. Wanna drag both of those a little bit more. I like getting the eye view here. Ooh. This is always fun. Figuring out exactly. Okay. Token, give me sight beyond sight. Okay, looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. I also, yeah, by the way, I did shrink this token a little bit. So it like naturally passes the clearances. And I could add a few more rocks if I wanted to along these edges instead of it just being walls. But I like the idea they kind of carved out in this space and blocked it back to make it safe as like a transitional space between areas. Might even put a rail on that part, because you know me. And Magic Osha. Mosha. Mayosha. Alrighty. We need to go down a couple levels so I can just see what's going on down here at this height. Mondu, how you doing, buddy? And this level is where we're transitioning into a cave again. Dealing with the aftermath of lunch, like cleaning up the mess. I get it, buddy. I get it. What to do, what to do, what to do. Looks good. I like that. Get over here, camera. Let's take a... Ooh, yes. Another thing I could do is I could bring these walls over to this corner here. So it's like the stairs just transition right into this space. So you barely even see the rocks. Considering this. Because we could just take... Okay, what wall is those? So go in here, go to plus. Did I save these? Nope, I did not. Stone wall. I think it's one of these. Yeah, it's like that one. Though it'll delete all my rock work above, huh? Yeah, never mind. Not gonna do it. I'll just leave it as is. Well, I guess I could use freestanding walls. So if we go into the freestanding boys. And then just to really seal the deal here, grab me a couple of these stone platforms. See what that looks like. The only problem with freestanding walls is they don't extend up like the others do now. So they're fundamentally a little broken. You know what I mean? What I'm gonna do though. Jack's feeling good today, we can tell. Because he's been singing various aspects of the stream. And I'm all for it. Hey, Arthritic, welcome back. You're never late. You're always exactly on time. You're basically like Wizard. You can never be late for the stream as long as you show up before it ends. Can we crawl through? We made it. I think this looks pretty good now. What do y'all think? And I've been trying to use the stone that has these like intersections. Though I might just change these walls to the ones with that symbol on it because it gives off a dwarven vibe. Also means I need to change those. Yeah, that's what I'll do. We get down there, we'll change those walls too. Let's just do these freestanding ones. So for those wondering what freestanding walls are, they're object-based walls, which in a lot of cases are easier to work with than non-object walls because they could be placed anywhere. You know what I mean? So you essentially have a little bit more freedom with them. Not to mention, they can be resized, they can be rotated. There's a lot of actually really cool aspects of freestanding walls. So what I did is I just used freestanding walls there, so I didn't risk destroying all the stuff I did above. Let's take a look at this now. So yeah, you see some of the dwarven kind of like etching. I like where we're going with this. I'm going to leave this token here for right now. We're going to go down. We need to add some light in here too, so let's add some torches. What do y'all say to that? Thinking like actual ones on the wall, like the sconce-based ones. Seems a little high. Something like that looks neat. I do appreciate just like a simple sconce. Ooh, the one that's a hand, though. That's completely not simple, but still very cool. The hand of holding. This magic will hold one item for you. Hey, what are you doing? You will move where I tell you. Okay. Pretty happy with where this has gone. We're gonna move down to the next level and change the wall down here. Gonna do this part, so they of course still haven't favorited these. Why is that one different? Oh, the outside. And we're using matching flowers. No, it's definitely not mage hand. All it can do is hold something. So the hand can just be mounted to a surface, right? And it can hold up to, say, X amount of weight. So you can have it hold a torch. You can have it hold a bag for you while you rifle through it. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much all it does. It'll just hold it indefinitely. It's such a silly, stupid cantrip. That's why it's funny. Carry weight based on it's a static, like you just attach it to a surface. So there's a wall. Heck, it could just be suspended in the air, kind of like how the immovable rod can be placed anywhere. So it just suspends in the air and holds whatever you need it to hold, whether it's primarily like a light source. The other thing, though, is you could have it hold like a vial of something, like an alchemist fire, way up on the ceiling, and then when you dispel it or tell it to drop it, it drops it. So it could be used creatively. Basically, all it can do is hold and release things up to X amount of weight. Does this look pretty cool now, like with these, like kind of the dwarven etchings? I need more torches down here, by the way. More hands of holding. I know this is kind of a basic transition. It's a little boring. But this is where we go into the fissure and where like the volcano stuff is, right? Where we can get access to the molten hot magma. Yeah, that's kind of the point of that in there. If you come outside here, a little bit different looking arthritic, right? But it's still very, it's very dark and dreary out here. I wouldn't say it's much better. Okay, so we've got some light. Deciding to put a third one right here. And maybe move the hands closer to the door. To make behind here. Are you making fun of me right now? Would you be giving me the business, as they say? The gaps must be filled. Yeah, I don't like them, even though no one will ever really see them. Just like to tighten them up a bit. Though I want to go up top and see what kind of effects this is having on the terrain. So far, none that are really... Oh, there's a little bit there. Could fix that. Putting a happy little volcanic rock right there. As you can see, is the twin brother of this rock. I think it's time to carve our cave. Hey, Rob, how you doing? Welcome. Or is it Mr. OBDC? Or M. Rob? Sorry, there's a Mr. in there, so I want to make sure. Welcome. Rob is good. Thank you for clarifying. The good days to use. Okay, so I think I'm going to have it kind of turn here, and then we'll make like the lava area. We'll expand it out a bit and start making the whole like underground forge, so to speak. I'm going to let the walls in this area remain natural, like cave walls. Though I could keep doing it like this and then just have a bit natural and then a bit like normal. I don't know. We'll decide as we go. For those just tuning in, we're building a map called the Bone Forge, which is intended for tabletop gameplay. I'm going to use it for D&D. But the tool we're using is called Dungeon Alchemist. This is actually the official channel for Dungeon Alchemist. It's a map-making tool available on Steam. It allows you to build maps for your tabletop campaigns or, you know, primarily fantasy-based tabletop gaming. So Pathfinder, D&D, etc. Our stream today is called Mapmaker Monday. Every Monday we build a map live for our community to follow along, ask questions, and learn during, you know, this time. The stream is hosted in AMA format, which means ask me anything. So if you have any questions about what you see in front of you, feel free to let me know, and I will do my best to address those questions. The stream goes for another hour and 30 minutes or so, so we'll be focusing on the build a little bit during that, and kind of deciding how to take this forward. We're live right now on multiple platforms, so Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Steam. So if I'm talking to someone in a chat that you don't see in your chat feed, that's probably why. Just letting you all know. Anyway, You actually don't really play in Dungeon Alchemist. You export it for your play style of choice, whether it's a printed map or, a digital surface like a projector or TV tabletop, or virtual tabletops. So Dungeon Alchemist exports to numerous virtual tabletops, including some of the most popular ones like Foundry, Fantasy Grounds, let's see here, Roll20, Above VTT, and more. Our maps for the like major virtual tabletops, for instance, Foundry or Fantasy Grounds, Roll20, it exports with not only the map file, so like an image or video, depending on the platform's compatibility, and so you can have like looped animated loops of a map or just a still image. And then it also comes with a data file that includes all the information for the walls, windows, doors, lighting. So you have line of sight information already baked in, which saves you a tremendous amount of time on the back end. We also offer multi-level, as we're working on right now, where you can essentially have multiple underground and above ground levels, including multi-story structures, roofing. Right now, we're building underground from the top of a volcano into like an underground cavern fissure where they built a forge. Hey, Polaris, how you doing? Welcome back. So you can explore the map within Dungeon Alchemist, right? And we've given you tools to take like screenshots. You can hide the user interface. You can use the camera tools. We've included like this kind of drone camera to fly through your map, or we've added tokens that you can place in your map as like NPCs as part of the environment, but you can also click on the token and use it as like a movable camera. If you click on this little eyeball icon, the icon as we call it, you can look around your map and explore it in first person. So this is actually kind of fun, and in that regard, you can share this with your players over something like Discord or Teams or whatever. So you could stream this view to them, or you could record clips or take screenshots in the various views and give them as handouts. I've played on tables where the DM would like follow along behind us in first person. By the way, the green centered highlight part isn't part of the view normally. There's just like a dot there when you're in first person. Additionally, like I said earlier, you can get rid of all the UI and stuff like that and just kind of stream this view, which some people do for like TV tabletops, projector tabletops. There's a built-in grid system, so you could just kind of play with what's given to you if you want to. Oh, sorry. So some members of our community will, make their maps in Dungeon Alchemist and then stream it to their TV or projector tabletop where they play at home. Hope that answers your question, Rob. But Dungeon Alchemist is like very versatile in that it's usable in like hundreds of virtual tabletops. It's compatible with major virtual tabletops, but also any virtual tabletop that uses, say, just a JPEG or a WebM or an MP4, which is most of them. Additionally, we support data files for numerous different platforms. Any virtual tabletop that uses the universal VTT format, we offer support for. So above VTT, Harpy VTT, Encounter Plus, Arkenforge, tons. We have a demo on Steam if you want to try us out, see how it runs on your computer. It gives you access to our forest biome and the ability to build a tavern in the forest biome. You'll be able to export that map for your virtual tabletop of choice. So if you say use Foundry and you want to test how the map works in it, you could do that. Thinking of adding more like spouts, like these steam vents and like rocks that aren't just this stuff to the top. I'm going to work on that just for a little bit, and then we'll get back into the underground because I'm thinking about what to do next under there. Stalling for time, if you will. cat fur on my face. My cat, I love my cat so much, but oh my goodness, he sheds tremendous amounts of fur. So these stones here, they could be set as black, which means you can use them as like volcanic stone. Just a little bit of extra like detritus and random. And there's also ash, which is fun to add. Piles of it here and there. Kind of does blend in, but at the same time, it adds a little bit of extra. You can add some more of this black kind of stone, different areas, because it shakes up the environment, makes it more like craggy and less like uniform. Just a few more geysers. I like it. Okay. Feel like there's enough geysers. Now I'm just going to kind of mix up the stone a little bit here and there. Oh yeah, it's all come together. All right. So the lava in one way or shape is all connected all the way around. I didn't like that other than this central portion right there, but the rest all the way around is connected. Yep, there's no like little bits of lava that are separated, which also makes it a lot more visually pleasing, at least to me. I'm going to save because I feel like I haven't saved in a hot minute. Remember, damn fam, always be saving. Remember your ABCs, always be saving. Okay. Get some water real quick. Must be a hole in my lip. Leaked a little bit. Hey, Belladonna, how was your New Year? Lurking while working. Got it. Definitely going to need to fill that in at some point as much as I can. Or put some rocks there. This feels weird that it's so high. I have to just go in layer by layer and like fill it in. Whoa, how'd you get up there? Probably going to recycle these. Use for this nonsense. Which side looks like the broadest? Wake me. Got it. That actually looks really good. I think I should finish shaping this space before I do more of this because I don't want it to delete it. Yep, lurking is always an option. I'm fine with anyone lurking if they want. I'd miss y'all if you couldn't chat with me, but I understand. Like, you know, working is important and it comes first. Let's see what this looks like though this far. Looks a lot better than it did. You know what I mean? And I might even put like some stalactites or something hanging down. There's some on the workshop that have been shared, so you check that out. Oh. So for like the last 2 weeks in Vegas, it's been raining like a lot. So I well, like it wasn't raining the last couple of days, so I took advantage of it and did some yard work. There's like a really windy day where a bunch of trash from the neighborhood kind of got coagulated in like my driveway and backyard. So I had to pick all that up and then like trim some hedges and picked up in my garage a bit and yeah, just like random yard work. Pressure washed my back patio. Stupid stuff that I can't do when it's just raining nonstop. And oh, my dog only likes to go to the bathroom in like a 5x5 space. He's basically just inhabiting a D&D space for his bathroom time when it's raining. So it makes a big mess that I have to clean up with a pressure washer. Anyway, enough about that. It's been interesting to say the least. Okay, so this transitions into stonework, which I do like. Then you come down here, then it transitions back into a cave, which is what we're going for. And there'll be a little bit of both throughout. I'm gonna leave this one here right now. Ugh. I should have slept better last night, huh? It's all my fault. For real. What I'm thinking is I'll kind of veer this direction and it'll be kind of over here. The forge will. Like kind of closer to the center of this, I guess. I don't really want to see any of this because then it'll be all weird seeing the bottom of these statues. You know, honestly, it has been so warm this year in Vegas. Kind of crazy. It's only just starting to feel like winter here. Mrs. Mac has some plants on the back patio that she thought would like die, and they've just kept going. Like, I don't know what's going on. It's kind of crazy. It's scary. It seems like our winter month got shifted back like 3 months or so. Like our winter season, I mean. Yeah, postponed winter is kind of what it feels like for sure. It's weird. Feeling like we'll barely get it at all. We are now under the lava river, so probably should do this somewhere in here. Thinking is we'll use the lava statue. Part of this. Then what we'll do is it's not peeking up above. Damn it. Of course it is. We'll have to shrink them down then. And I'll just put like a rock or something here to cover it. Funny. I don't know. You don't miss the Appalachian winter. Honestly, I would not even want to live in that area. It's terrifyingly spooky sounding to me, or like kind of creepy sounding to me. Like, I hear so many crazy stories about that region. No. That is not what I wanted. What just happened? It just filled this whole area. Hoping to like have some lava here, but I don't want it to fill this entire thing. Oh goodness. The liquid level, I've surpassed it. I made a mistake. Yep. Water is floor level. Just weird because I also have this level like up here, right? And then this one below. So this whole area is kind of a waste. What I'll probably have to do is put the forge here somewhere. Let me think on this for a minute. Raise what over there? Yeah, maybe, but the problem is it fills in that whole room. There's really not much I can do. Like, that's the height of the lava. Weird that it seals that off. I don't know. That's a bummer, though. It's not working kind of how I was hoping it would. But I'll make do. Yeah, I'll make it work one way or another. I'm going to decide if I should have the forge here or off to this side. One way or another. I kind of like the idea of being able to see like the lava way off in this direction with some of the forge as like a backdrop, so we'll figure it out. I might have it come out to here and then you see like something here. Either way, there's going to be some changes. Hmm. So I either extend the room or I end the room, which could also just have a door going out here. And then like make a custom pathway. I think for now, I'm going to just put a door here. So I like that I had a door before and I'm mad that I no longer get it. So we'll look at single or iron, like this one here. Though a double door would look cool there, either way. And then what I'm thinking is like a little balcony. And then we have like a walkway. Something I'm going to try and do. We'll figure it out. move these over here because they're gonna most likely get destroyed when I do this. Oh, a little Mission Impossible mixed with Airwolf. So it's like Kronk's theme from Emperor's New Groove. Let's see. Let's see what this looks like. Okay. Gonna have to fix that back here, but we're off to a good start. Let's do Gothic Stone. Nope. Too dang fancy. Mausoleum 1. Stone Old. I like the walkway, like arch on that, or like the handrail. So does anyone have any suggestions for Sean? Welcome to the stream, by the way. My name is Mac. I am the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. It's a map making tool we're using right here. Let's see here. Final Fantasy X, which I've never really played, so I don't know a whole lot about. If anyone has any suggestions or feedback, I'd love to hear it. So is Final Fantasy X, is it like, what kind of aesthetic is it? You know, because isn't Final Fantasy kind of have like a like apocalypse after like an advanced future kind of vibe? And that is also a good question, Jack. Ooh, I really like where we're going with this. I'm glad that this happened. And I'm going to line this all with like stone and stuff, so it'll look really cool. I'm going to also carve this back a bit, but I think this is where the forge will be. Storm, Jack's got a really good question there for you. So like the last time I played Final Fantasy, like I had Final Fantasy 2, I have Final Fantasy 2 and 3 on my SNES, and then I played a bit of Final Fantasy 7 with my friends in my youth because they had that and they really enjoyed it. I never really played any of the more modern, newer ones. So I'm not even familiar with Final Fantasy X at all. My bad there. I did watch a couple of the movies that they did, you know, a few years ago. Are those settings at all overlapped? When did X come out? Gotcha. I remember there was like a few years ago, there was a final, well, I wouldn't say a few years ago. It's probably 10, 15 years at this point. There was a game also on like Xbox. It was a Final Fantasy game, like an online version of it. I remember a few of my friends were playing that. Okay, let's drop the Alchemist in here. I want to rotate that door. I want it to open this way. Oh, yes. This is going to turn out real nice. I enjoyed watching my friends play Final Fantasy VII a lot, but I didn't play it a whole lot. So I'm not like an authority on it, you know? Is this looking kind of neat? I'm going to fill in these walls more. And then I'll probably open it up to like a platform where there's like a hole in the middle or something. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out as we go. I like that we are right on the lava. The molten hot magma. Magma. I agree. I think it's a good, because the flattened rock it's okay, but like this makes it better. But before I do this, I do need to keep shaping this area. So I could have it kind of curve a little bit, but I like the idea of it going straight and then maybe to like a round platform. I also got to be careful. Uh-oh. Yeah, I accidentally deleted one of my guys. No. Thank goodness this is an easy fix, but it's just frustrating. And this terrain got a little disheveled. Didn't think I was carving anything this high above. So it's going to have kind of a bit of a cyberpunkish, maybe apocalyptic vibe to it. So if you own a copy of Dungeon Alchemist, built into it is the Steam Workshop integration. Because Dungeon Alchemist is available on Steam, we integrated it with the workshop service they have there, so our community could share maps and 3D models with each other. There is also an asset importer built into the Steam Workshop tab, so you can import 3D models, custom 3D models. So if you can build or sculpt 3D models, or you have access to a repository of them, you can import them and use them for your own local use. Otherwise, you can, here, let me save a couple times. Save once, save twice. You can hop into the workshop and browse assets. And there's over 12,000 3D models, many of which breach into several different, themes and vibes. I thought these are called stalactites. Stalagmite comes from the ground. Stalactite holds tight to the ceiling, right? Either way. Yeah, I thought it was stalactite. Yeah, I thought stalactite meant it was the way you remember it was by it holds tight to the ceiling, right? Stalagmite is on the ground, stalactite on the ceiling. Is the Steam Workshop free to use? It's a feature included with your purchase of Dungeon Alchemist. So if you own a copy of Dungeon Alchemist, you get access to this repository. So there is over 13,000 maps and 12,000 3D models shared on there. Here's one that's like a street in an industrial complex. I don't know, that might work for your Final Fantasy setting. I will tell you this, the demo of Dungeon Alchemist does not have access to the Steam Workshop. So you can open this tab, but none of this stuff works. Just giving you a heads up there, my friend. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is we'll probably just try to carve the terrain out this way a little bit. Can't do too much that way. What I was thinking is having it curve out to a platform here. Yep, lefty loosey, righty tighty. It's a mnemonic device. Always hard to say, right? I wanted it to be rounded, but not perfectly circular. A squircle. Part of me wants to extend this out to here instead of doing this. We'll just delete this bad boy there, right? We extend it to that, which arguably will add just a little bit of wonkiness to it, but it'll merge much better. Doesn't that look super cool? We'll have to put the rocks back in, but I'm fine with it. I'm going to peel this back a little bit so there's lava on both sides of it. When there's magma, you want to see it. But remember, friends, don't touch it, 'cause it's hot. There's always that barbarian in the party, that one barbarian that always has to dive into the magma. They're like, man, I basically can survive anything. So they have no, like, idea of what pain is. You know what, Sean? If that makes you feel better, then by all means, touch the magma. If that gives you power. I'll be there to take your loot when you die. Oh, my hands. A little bit numb from all the clickety clicks today. We're making some serious progress here, though. I don't want to make it hollow in the center. Nope. Never mind. Changed my mind. That's cool. Though I was thinking of using like Why can't I click these? That. Could have sworn we got that new cool looking forge that's like got the ring of fire on it. Anyone know what I'm talking about? Wasn't sure what it was. Also do something like this. That's the one I was looking for. I think that's too much. It's over the top at the moment. Now we're talking. Okay. I like that. Makes it more integrated with the lava surface, right? So that's how you play, huh, Jim? There's a player in our group, really good friend of mine, who he loves throwing his NPC into harm's way, or his player character into harm's way to, like, you know, overcome traps or frontline, which he's great at frontlining. Absolutely amazing at it. But then he'll often, yeah, you know, put himself in the way of trouble to, you know, deal with a trap for the group or something, right? Which will often use tons of resources, like a lot of down, like we have to take short rests constantly, and we have to use a lot of potions and scrolls and you know, spell slots to constantly recover from all the like health that we're losing. And so we recently got a new item as a group. Stand by one moment. Fix this a little bit. Well, not given, we found a new item. The item in question is a tan bag of tricks. My thought is we could use the bag of tricks as a kind of neat way to like circumvent traps. I do have an unseen servant that I get a free casting on once a day, which we sometimes use for that same purpose. And I also have a familiar, right? Which doesn't cost too much, and I'd rather like lose a familiar's 1 HP than like hundreds of HP of the groups and resources of the groups, you know? So I kind of pitched this to the guy who likes to hurt himself that, hey, why don't we use this bag of tricks? We'll pull the animal out, use it to open or trigger the trap. And then, you know, we could do that 3, maybe, you know, because it might last 2 or 3 traps, one of them. We could do it 2 or 3 times a day, maybe up to 5 times a day between that and familiar and unseen servants and stuff like that. That way no one has to get hurt anymore, and we're not using tons of potions. But I understand that play style where, you know, this character you made is to you essentially pretty dope and like all powerful, and you want to use it that way. You want to have some fun with it, right? So I get the mentality of like, hey, my character's like a deity, and I want it to like, yeah, Mage Hand is a great solution as well. We have that as an option. I'm all ears to like ways to circumvent traps, because we just use a lot of resources getting around them, like as far as like health, healing, you know? And that made sense when we were a lower level, but now it's like, let's not do that as much. So I tried to pitch this to him using the bag of tricks as our way to kind of circumvent traps going forward. But you get what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a good like strategy, at least, to prevent us from like, you know, using tons of resources and or dying, like losing a player. I don't know. And I'm trying to like be reasonable too. Like, I understand like people have a certain play style, right? There we go. That's what I wanted. Just a little curve. I'm gonna drop a token in here like I just had for some reason. And I deleted it. Get down a little bit. This is what we need to see what this looks like. The forge area looks cool. Yes. I am very impressed. Now I need to go through and add rocks in this area, kind of fill it all in. Hey, look at that. We got a stalactite. What is that up there? Ooh. Because of event. Cool. Probably going to have to add more rocks and stuff again. I think it kind of got all beat up and ruined. Too short or too low. Okay, that's better. Whoa, you can see through? Neat. It's like a teeniest little hole at that level because of this stuff. Hmm. Nice. My DM's constantly making fun of my character's height in game. It seems like the world that we're in is very, they don't like people who are short. Like it's always something brought up. Okay. Wanted to add some of these statues down in here. Just so tight into space. Maybe I can. First off, it's got to be a lot smaller. We got to sink the lava down. What I'll do is I'll just peel the terrain back ever so slightly here. I'm excited about the interview with Highland Lass as well. Quick reminder, actually, our next Saturday stream, this upcoming Saturday, The Dungeon Alchemist map making show will include a special guest. We'll be interviewing the lovely Highland Lass, who has been a long-standing member of our community since like the beta. She shared hundreds of maps, and is just a very active member of our community and our streams. She'll be sharing her insight, expertise and whatnot, and you can kind of pick her brain during the stream, get to know her and understand her process with Dungeon Alchemist a bit better. So if you want to tune into that, that's this upcoming Saturday. Mischief and Sean Storm, thank you for the follows. Much appreciated. Tropism. I noticed there are no floors that offer transparency to the level below. Just have black in the holes. Or any future plans for this? Not aware of any, see-through floors, though you can always cut out sections of floor or use objects that like have lava as part of them to get around it a little bit. But yeah, that's a good question. Offhand, though, I don't know. Yeah, there are some glass in the workshop. I forgot about that. No worries, Highland Lass. Hopefully you're not tad late next week. No, I'm just just kidding. Monday, it's okay to be a little late. Yep. We were just discussing the interview and how excited we are to have you. We're gonna have to play with the height a little bit here by hand. I mean, it's looking pretty good though. Cover that with a little bit of terrain. So let's take a look at the outside of the map here. So this is the exterior of the Bone Forge. So essentially, millions of people, like hundreds of thousands of people, were immediately like incinerated and lost their lives. And the pyroclastic cloud clearly made like a dark area along this outer rim where there was like ridges and stuff. I might want to paint that out a bit more here and here. And then they carved out a path to get to the fissure below. And then these statues were put on this site ages ago as kind of like a you know, like a grave site, if you will. But there was imagine there was like a massive battle here ages ago, right? Hundreds of thousands of warriors clashing on a battlefield, and then a mage casts some insanely powerful spell that they thought would be like the end of the battle and they would win, but in fact, it literally just killed everyone, them included. And then, as a result of which, there was a massive volcano that erupted and a lava field that now remains to this day. All of the bodies of the deceased were like blasted into massive heaps and then, burnt alive. They were probably dead though before they hit the ground, I'd imagine. Science only moves forward in heaps. So your barbecue pit, basically? I guess so, yeah. Knowing you, yeah, probably. So, a millennia later, someone made a forge at the site in a volcanic cave fissure area below, where it was discovered that using the natural the high carbon content now in the lava because of all the bodies on the site, the armor and blades that are made with it are like top quality stuff. I don't know if I want to use these though, because this will be visible inside, but then it won't. It will be visible when I do the export of that level. You know what I mean? Then it'll cover up the entire forge. And at no point so far is it invisible. See how much above the ground it is at 4.7? Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to use those. We could cleverly put a few geysers. Geysers. Which, if I'm correct, just some of their bottom will show through. That's probably how we're going to have to do it. Yes. That looks pretty good. That's acceptable. I'm going to put a couple more over on this side. See, it's like hanging through on the top, but it is not visible in the export of that level, which is like prime for this. Yeah, I can. I just also like the geysers on the top. It's not really hurting anything adding them in. You know what I mean? But yes, you are correct. These, but these don't go the other way. It's pointy top and bottom. Good to know. Problem, they're still visible. There, 4.1. That one's still visible. 4.3. Goodness. 4.5. There we go. Hopefully it's still visible underneath. Yeah, we got a little bit. Not perfect. I think we've made some really good progress on this. You. Goodness. What is wrong with this thing? It must be bugged. Oh, it finally disappeared. Goodness. Alrighty. Ow. Feel like we made some really good progress on the map today. Let's bring our token up top side so we can take a tour from top to bottom and see what it looks like here. Looking cool. Why are those visible here? They're copied off one that is not visible. It's so weird. It's got to be a bug. Either way, let's look at what this looks like from this side. Yeah, I think this looks amazing. Oh, I'm always finding bugs, Jim. What else is new? I like to use piles of stones to break up the monotony a little bit. The sandstone, it has the ability to change colors to a much darker stone, so you can use it all over your maps. A great effect. And it helps, like I said, really break up that monotony of the patterning here. If I'm not finding bugs, I'm asleep. Oh. Well, I think it's time to wrap it up. And honestly, this map's pretty much done. I need to do some finishing touches on it next stream, but I think we're getting pretty close to like putting it on the workshop. We have an above ground, kind of level area, right? We have a below ground area. Just noticed something. The stair is not visible. Oh, come on. That is a little frustrating. Okay. So that's all it took. We good. The hope was that it would be visible on that layer there upon export, which is pretty important. This, however, is not visible. Yeah, that is something I was experiencing today. Are you excited for the interview, Highland Lass? Are you nervous? So I'll be reaching out to you to just kind of set aside a small, like, we'll meet up a few minutes early before the stream next week to do AV checks, but I'll reach out to you so we can discuss it. What did I do to make this happen? And by the way, yeah, if you're not interested in doing video, no worries, no pressure. Totally fine with whatever. Good thing this is visible. There we go. I think I made it work. Oh, now it's not visible. This is so irritating. There we go. Now the staircases. That's my winning combination. There's stairs on all the lower levels, though. That's the problem. I have 2 sets of stairs already right here. Basically, I'm trying to make sure that that dais is visible, which it was a moment ago, on both levels, and now it's not. It's kind of frustrating. The inconsistency at which some items are visible at certain levels, like 2 levels, and sometimes aren't, is incredibly frustrating. Hey, Guafa, how you doing? Do you see what I mean, though? Even that staircase is not visible that I just... because it's just too tall. Just keep adding staircases. I think it's because it's at the threshold of 2 rooms. It is definitely infuriating, to say the least. Hey! This one worked. So it's visible. It's visible at this height, right? And then if we go down a level and make sure. Yeah, it's just like an ornamental staircase to start as you go down. Cool, we did it. That took longer than I'd like to admit. But now it draws attention to the entry. Might put some torches here too or something. Like some lighting sources hanging on the wall of the rock here. Earlier we were doing the hand plinths, which I think we should kind of... continue with. Of course, Guafa, that's perfectly fine. In fact, I love it when people do that. Then that way I know you're streaming and I can come visit. If you don't tag me, I hardly ever know you're alive, you know what I mean? By all means, I would love it if you did. Can't wait to see your live. Does that entrance look pretty clean? Put a token here, see what it looks like, right? Uh-oh. What did we do? That was fully traversable before. Something's changed here. What the junk happened? What did I do? Something broke it. You could see all the way down at one point. From the top floor to the bottom floor. There. What changed that? The stair. Most definitely was the stair. Holy cow. I was worried. It can get a little frustrating, especially because it's the first iteration of our underground building, right? Like, this is the first time we've put something like this out. And so it definitely needs some work. I'm not gonna, like, mince words there, you know? Yeah, it's something to do with the stairs for sure. Okay, we got it working. It's just there are definitely some small, like ever tiny areas where it works just right, right? No worries, Anani. In fact, I do need to wrap up, so we'll probably wrap up for the day, and then we'll get back into it next week. However, though, this is looking very good. Sorry, Anani, we've already gone 20 minutes over our scheduled time today. So you're actually lucky you caught us with how late you came in. Yeah, I've been working on the entrance, trying to get it like looking nice from the exterior and the interior. The big thing is I want like the stairs visible at all levels. And I want it to look, nice and traversable in first person, which has become tricky. Earlier part of this deleted itself, so we had to undo a bunch of work to get back to this point. Quite fun. And then earlier we also had to delete the section that went down further because it was under the lava, come to find out. So I ended up making this like balcony area where we have the forge set up now. Been leaving these kind of in one spot so we could look at everywhere. But if you look in here, we've got like stalactites and the forge kind of set up now. Might do some more detail next week to wrap it up. What do you think, though, my friend? Yeah, it's definitely coming along. Really excited with the progress we made today. I'm going to save a couple times and we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me today during today's or Mapmaker Monday stream. Sorry, not a damn show. The damn show's on Saturday. My bad. Our next, yes, outside's progressed quite a bit. For the most part, outside's done. Like I added some fine touches to it. I want to go through and I'll add some like ash and just regular stone here and there to break up the monotony. You know what I mean? Oh, does it? Yeah, it is a bit of a forge, huh? Hey, Butcher, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for tuning in. So, everyone, we are going to be wrapping up the stream today. I appreciate everyone that was here. Remember, our damn challenge is our theme is Forge. So, if you want to enter the damn challenge, which is our bi-weekly map making contest, where you have a chance to win a $10 Hero Forge gift card and have your map shown on the stream, where everyone can kind of take a look at it and, awe and wonder of your master craft cartography. That stream is 2 weeks from now, the damn challenge. So you have between now and the 23rd end of day in your time zone. So 11:59 p.m. to submit a map between now and the 23rd, I said. This Saturday, though, upcoming stream, very, very special stream. We have a special guest. Highland Lass will be joining us this Saturday as an interview. It'll be pretty much our first segment of the stream. We kind of have our, starting soon, our news segment, and then boom. Well, go over the itinerary and then news and then talking to her. So it'll be right up front. We'll be interviewing her for roughly 30 minutes to an hour, kind of picking her brain about her map making techniques, her styles, her inspiration, etc. Please, 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 if you're interested in tuning in, that you add that to your calendars. That is this upcoming Saturday, the 17th at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and 8 p.m. UTC. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. Again, my name is Mac, the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. We're going to run a quick Dungeon Alchemist themed ad, and then we're going to wrap up the stream, okay? Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Appreciate you so very, very much. Mac out. Bye.
But can it handle curves?
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 Dungeon Alchemist, the AI-powered map-making application for role-playing games, now comes with both round and diagonal walls. Create amazing professional maps for your players in seconds. Get it now on the Steam store.
Thank you so very, very much for tuning in. I hope you have an amazing Monday, and we'll see you back Saturday. Mac out. Bye.